Hello friends, welcome to Crime Chronicles US, where America's unsolved mysteries, vanished criminals, and chilling cases come alive. Every story is real, every detail matters, and the truth remains buried in the shadows. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to stay updated with every mystery. Friends, today we talk about the Cleveland, Ohio. The early 1930s, a city choking on smoke, steel, and desperation. Factories line the riverbanks, belching black clouds into a sky that never seems fully blue anymore. The Great Depression has hollowed out the streets. Men wander without jobs. Families crowd into rooming houses. Shantytowns stretch along the edges of the city, built from scrap wood, tin, and whatever people can find. These places have names: Kingsbury Run, the Flats. But to most Clevelanders, they're just forgotten zones. Areas you don't go unless you have no other choice. And that's where this story begins. In September of 1935, a group of teenage boys are exploring near Kingsbury Run, a ravine that cuts through the industrial heart of Cleveland. It's the kind of place kids go when they're bored, and adults go when they've run out of options. As the boys climb along the embankment, they notice something strange tangled in the brush. At first, it doesn't make sense. Then it does. What they've found isn't an animal. It's a man, or at least part of one. The body is badly decomposed. There's no head, no limbs, just a torso, discarded like waste in a dumping ground, already full of forgotten things. The police are called. The area is sealed off. Word spreads quickly, because in a city this size, something like this doesn't stay quiet. But what no one realizes yet is that this is not the beginning. It's only the moment Cleveland finally notices. When investigators examine the remains, they discover something unsettling. The cuts are clean, deliberate. Whoever did this knew exactly where to cut, how to separate a human body with precision. This isn't the work of panic or rage. It's controlled, almost clinical. The victim is never identified. And that alone would have been disturbing enough. But then the police look back through their records, and they realize something that makes the case far darker. This isn't the first one. Months earlier, in the same general area, another body had been found. Also headless, also dismembered. At the time, it was written off as an isolated incident, an unfortunate crime in a rough part of town. Now, with a second nearly identical body, the pattern becomes impossible to ignore. Someone is hunting in Cleveland. The newspapers latch on immediately. The public wants answers, but the police don't have any. They don't even have names. Most of the victims appear to be drifters, transients, people without family or fixed addresses. People who can disappear without anyone filing a missing persons report. That's what makes Kingsbury Run the perfect hunting ground. The ravine is a maze of rail lines, bridges, abandoned buildings, and makeshift camps. At night, it's almost pitch black. Fires flicker in the distance. The sound of trains echoes endlessly, masking footsteps, screams, anything someone might want to hide. If someone wanted to kill unnoticed, this would be the place. By the time winter arrives, another body is found, and then another. Each one tells the same story. No head, no limbs, clean cuts. Some bodies show signs that the killer worked quickly. Others suggest something far more chilling. That the victims may have been killed somewhere else and brought here afterward. carefully placed as if the location itself mattered. The press gives the killer a name: the Mad Butcher of Kingsbury Run. Later, he will be known as something even darker: the Cleveland Torso Killer. Fear begins to seep into the city's bones. Not the loud, panicked fear of riots or disasters, but a quiet, creeping dread. People lock their doors earlier. They avoid walking alone at night. And in the shantytowns, where police presence is already thin, rumors spread faster than facts. Some say the killer is a doctor. Others say he's a butcher from the slaughterhouses. Some believe he's a wealthy man who comes to the run at night to hunt the poor for sport. Everyone has a theory. No one has proof. The police are under immense pressure, and that pressure lands squarely on one man: Eliot Ness. Yes, that Eliot Ness, the former Prohibition agent who took down Al Capone, a national hero, untouchable. By 1935, Ness is Cleveland's Director of Public Safety, overseeing both the police and fire departments. He's brought in to clean up corruption, modernize law enforcement, and make the city safer. Now the city is looking to him for something even bigger. They want him to stop a monster. Ness throws everything he has at the case. He forms special task forces. He brings in forensic experts. He orders door-to-door canvassing near Kingsbury Run. He personally visits crime scenes, studying the terrain, the access points, the blind spots. But the killer stays ahead. Bodies keep appearing. One victim, found near the lake, is so badly damaged by the environment that identification is impossible. Another is discovered just blocks from where families live, suggesting the killer is growing bolder or more confident. And then comes a detail that changes everything. In one case, the victim's body shows signs that the person was alive during dismemberment. This detail is not shared with the public. But among investigators, it sends a shockwave. This isn't just murder. This is torture. Now the hunt becomes desperate. The police begin rounding up suspects: doctors, medical students, butchers, anyone with anatomical knowledge. Interrogations stretch for hours. Alibis are checked and rechecked. But every lead falls apart. No blood-stained tools, no eyewitnesses, no confessions that hold up. The killer leaves behind nothing. As winter turns to spring, Eliot Ness authorizes one of the most controversial decisions of his career. He orders the shantytowns of Kingsbury Run to be cleared and burned. The official reason is sanitation and safety. Unofficially, it's an attempt to flush the killer out, to destroy whatever hiding place he's using. Flames tear through makeshift homes. People lose what little they have. And still, the killings don't stop. In fact, they escalate. Another victim is found. This one identified, briefly, as a woman, which shatters the assumption that the killer targets only men. It suggests something deeper, something less predictable. The city is now openly terrified. Newspapers run daily updates. Parents warn their children. Men refuse to let wives or daughters walk alone. Cleveland becomes a place where everyone watches everyone else, because the killer could be anyone. A neighbor, a coworker, a man you pass on the street every day. And somewhere in all of this chaos, Eliot Ness receives a tip, a suspect who seems promising. A man with a violent past, a medical background, and behavior that raises alarms. Ness becomes convinced, personally convinced, that this man is the killer. But there's a problem. The evidence isn't enough. No matter how hard Ness pushes, the case won't stick. And if he's wrong, the real killer is still out there, watching, waiting, choosing the next victim. By the end of 1938, the murders stop as suddenly as they began. No announcement, no arrest, no explanation, just silence. Was the killer dead? Did he move on to another city? Or did he simply decide he'd gotten away with enough? The Cleveland Torso Killer was never officially caught. And the deeper investigators looked into the case, the more disturbing questions surfaced. Questions about suspects who were protected, evidence that vanished, and decisions that may have allowed a murderer to walk free. Because if Eliot Ness knew who the killer was, why was no one ever charged? And when the killings stopped, Cleveland didn't celebrate. There were no parades, no press conferences announcing victory. Just an uneasy quiet, like a storm that had passed without explanation. People expected answers, arrests, some sign that the nightmare was over for good. None came. Behind closed doors, investigators were left staring at boxes of reports, photographs, and evidence that never quite fit together. The Cleveland Torso Killer had vanished, leaving behind more questions than bodies. And those questions kept circling back to one name: Frank Dolezal. Dolezal was a Czech immigrant living on the margins of Cleveland society. He had a criminal record. He drank heavily, and most importantly, he had known one of the victims, Florence Polillo, a woman found dismembered in 1938. She was one of the few victims who had ever been positively identified. Police arrested Dolezal and interrogated him relentlessly. Eventually, he confessed. On paper, this should have been the breakthrough everyone was waiting for. A suspect with motive, connection, and a confession. The press ran with it. Cleveland wanted to believe the nightmare had a name and a face. But almost immediately, the story began to unravel. Dolezal recanted his confession, claiming it was beaten out of him. Medical examinations showed he had multiple broken ribs, bruises, internal injuries. He insisted he had nothing to do with Florence Polillo's death, let alone the other torso murders. Before the case could go to trial, Frank Dolezal was found dead in his jail cell. The official ruling was suicide, but the details were strange. He had 6 broken ribs at the time of death. His neck was fractured in a way that didn't fully match the method described, and there were no witnesses to confirm exactly what happened in those final moments. Just like that, the one man publicly tied to the murders was gone, and with him went the city's chance at closure. Eliot Ness never publicly named another suspect, but privately, according to later accounts, he believed he knew who the killer was. A doctor, a respected member of society, a man with the anatomical knowledge required to carry out the crimes, and the social standing to avoid serious scrutiny. This suspect was reportedly questioned, placed under surveillance, and even detained briefly, but he was never charged. Some say he was protected by family connections. Others believe the evidence simply wasn't strong enough to survive a courtroom. There are even rumors that the suspect was forcibly committed to a mental institution for a short time, after which the murders stopped. But no official records confirm this. And Eliot Ness took whatever certainty he had to the grave. In the years that followed, Ness's reputation slowly faded. His career stumbled. The torso murders became a shadow over his legacy, a reminder that even legends don't always win. As for the killer, theories multiplied. Some believe the Torso Killer died shortly after the last murder. Others think he moved on, changing his methods, blending into another city's unsolved crimes. A few believe he was never one person at all, but several killers whose crimes were grouped together out of fear and coincidence. But the similarities are hard to ignore. The precision, the locations, the pattern of victims who lived invisible lives. Kingsbury Run itself eventually changed. Rail lines were reworked. Shantytowns disappeared. The land was developed. Today, people drive past it without realizing what once happened there. But the ground remembers. The Cleveland Torso Killer remains one of America's most disturbing unsolved cases, not just because of what was done, but because of what wasn't. No justice. No names spoken aloud with certainty. No ending that feels complete. Just a story frozen in time, waiting for answers that may never come. And somewhere in the quiet corners of history, the question still lingers. Did the killer truly disappear? Or did Cleveland simply stop looking? So friends, if you enjoyed this video, then don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to Crime Chronicles US for more chilling unsolved mysteries from across America. Stay curious, and we'll see you in the next story.